All right. The wait is over. I know many of you have been waiting for this day. In a matter of minutes, our B1 episode will be released. Super excited. I know Crystal is tracking this, so we'll get a countdown, but we're minutes away. Crystal, could you drop our YouTube link in the chat here or in the Chiron? But keep an eye on our YouTube channel. Please go comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Subscribe. This is a big one. If you haven't been tracking with this episode, besides being a really cool episode and a really cool jet, we step into a little bit of history. I become the first journalist to film and fly in all three of the Air Force bombers. So the B-52, the B-2, and the B-1. It's been a 2-year odyssey to get to this point. 2 years, 2+ years, actually. We first flew in the B-52 in January of 2023. The B-2 in November of 2023. And then again, I believe the B-1 was November of last year. So with this episode, it's been a hot minute. We know a lot of you have been asking. Some of you have been asking weekly about when it's coming. So here it is. We're super stoked. It's a great episode. We've already shown it to over 1,000 airmen in the B-1 community in person, which was wild. I'm really proud of it. I'm really honored that we get to cover these amazing people and airmen. It's just such a cool mission. It's such a cool jet. There really won't be anything else like it ever again. So, Crystal, if you have any questions that come in, just text them to me. I know probably not anything yet, but we wanted to stay with you at least until the episode is live. So let's see where we are. I'm just checking in. So one question we get a lot is, how do we make this happen? And it is so what a lot of people don't realize is I'm not an influencer. I'm a journalist. I work for Newsweek, which is a 90-year-old news publication. And as a journalist, we were able to get access, but access is not all you need, right? So a lot of it is trust, and a lot of it comes down to the military, but more importantly, the airmen trusting me to tell their stories. So this has just been a very long journey that we didn't know we were taking. We just started off with the B-52, got the B-2. We thought this is great. And then we started talking about the B-1, and we didn't realize that it was such a rarity for people in general to do this, let alone journalists. So really wild journey. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty freaking cool. This is definitely a bucket list to be able to fly in all three. And I can now tell you that I actually flew the B-2 and the B-1. You'll see the footage of the B-1. Be flying it in there, but the B-2 I flew also. They let me take controls of it. So the only one I haven't flown is the B-52, which is ironic, right? It's probably the least exciting of the three in terms of flying. But yeah, it's been a crazy thing. Really excited to see it, to share it with you. Really excited to get the positive feedback. I know there'll be some negative, but it's a really cool journey. Crystal, can you give us a countdown as to where we are? I know it was a couple minutes away. $10 minutes. We were 10 minutes out. All right. So let's stick with this. So what else do you guys want to know? Obviously, spoiler alert, the flight was successful. I lived. I'm here. I'm not going to ruin anything. It was a good flight. Everything worked. The B-2, we were supposed to go 3-ship. We ended up doing 3 minutes, not even 10. You've got 3 minutes. The B-1 just flew as advertised. No drama. Other than the fact that it's a cool-ass jet. And, the B-2 and the B-1, the B-2 and the B-21 are super sneaky. B-52 is just old and big and loud, but it's also incredibly lethal. What was my favorite? Favorite as a passenger, not talking about the technology or any of that stuff. Obviously, the B1. B1 is just such a cool plane. Such a cool plane. B2 is like, it's cool because of what it is. I mean, it looks cool. It's super stealthy, super secret, right? I'm the 820th person to fly in one, and it's 30 years. B-52 is just iconic. But the B1 is just like a hot rod of the sky, man. Yeah, so without a doubt, B1. But I'll put the caveat that the people that make it happen are the crews, the maintainers, all the young airmen who take care of that, make sure that I don't think twice about it being what it is, that it's safe to fly or that's going to fly. How many hours in each? Oh, yeah. Probably about 5 in each aircraft in the air. Each flight was probably 3 to 6 hour flight, I'm going to guess. Maybe 4 to 6. Honestly, I didn't keep track. I'm never going to do it again, right? So probably less than 15, 20 combined, if that. That's a good question. What are we down to? 2 minutes now? 2 minutes. I feel like we're going to get to the 60-second mark here. Yeah, and you can see, I can pivot up. Those are all the name tags that I have for all 3 aircraft. B-52, B2, B-1 right there. So that's my I love me wall. What's your fave? Let me ask that. What do you guys like? I'm going to guess it's going to be overwhelmingly B1. Just a guess. Just by the fact that you guys have been asking so often for this episode. Again, thank you. Thank you for letting it for the, yeah, it's awesome to complete the trifecta. We're super stoked. Everyone who's watching this, please, I expect you to like, make sure you're subscribed when the episode is up, drop a comment, let me know which one is your favorite. I know the air crews are watching it. I know that, there's obviously some friendly competition amongst aircraft and squadrons and things like that. So, but also they just want to know, we appreciate your support, but it's also, I know they're watching this too. You'll see some special comments from some senior folks in the Department of Defense as well as the Air Force. So it should be a couple of good days of a little bit of press. Excited. What else can I tell you? I can say that out of all 3 jets, I have successfully neither puked nor had to use the facilities in either of those 3 aircraft. I would say that using the toilet, it's not a restroom, it's basically a chemical toilet, on the B2 is probably the one that there's no privacy. So you're basically making eye contact with their pilot the entire time. So no thanks. But the crews did make that opportunity to refresh them, to relieve themselves. One of the things that's interesting is all 3 aircraft super dry in there, like really dry. You get super dehydrated pretty quickly. Any other questions you have in the last minute or two before we kick it off to the live stream or the live the episode? I will say I always managed to bring food on all 3 flights, and I definitely ate. Never fly on an empty stomach. I wouldn't advise eating a heavy meal. Any other aircraft I'm flying in the future? Yes. Which ones can I tell you about? All right, I'll give you spill some hot tea. We have one that's really cool where we are looking at racing a fighter jet against a car. It's a little departure, but that will be a cool thing. So we're working on that now. Got the Gray Wolf. Got another really cool aircraft that I can't tell you. It's a big 4-engine aircraft. I'll leave it at that. So the Gray Wolf, hoping to start doing some tactical jets. And of course, my big second bucket list out of all that is the Cobra. Hoping that the Marines let me fly in the front of a Cobra. Yes, Ellsworth did give me a call sign. They did. I have a name tag and everything that should be arriving soon. Um, it is. I won't share the full story of it, but there is a process, believe it or not. And the process is that like you talk to the squadron, they, they ask you a bunch of questions about you and things like that, and then they go back and discuss it amongst themselves. And so I was given the call sign Tryptonite, Tryptonite. For those that don't know, it's a little bit of play on a couple of things. I'll tell you one of the things to play on. My code name when I was working undercover for the FBI was Green Kryptonite. So the night, Nite, not Night, from Tryptonite comes from that. And the trip, I'll just leave that to your imaginations. Trypto, I should say. But yes, I did in fact get a call sign, which is honestly probably out of all the things you get, I've gotten or received, it's probably the coolest. So super stoked by that. I think it's a sign of like, hey, you're one of the club, or at least in the periphery of the club. Very cool though. Anything else? I'm gonna stick with you until this thing is live. So take your time, ask away, ask anything. Try to answer as much as I can. Any other questions? Hold on. Let me just. Of course, they're just telling me that it's uploading as we speak, and it's taking a little longer than we expected. So, oh, come on. So we have a few minutes left. Oh, very cool, Chuck. Hey, my pleasure. Honestly, it was my honor to be able to do this. Really, really cool to be able to do this. I can't complain. Just a really wild experience. Honestly, I wasn't expecting them to let me fly it. Uh, it's amazing how that it's like the SR-71. That jet still looks futuristic even today, even though it's what was delivered in the design in like the late 70s, 1970s. Um, B-52. B-52 is an amazing jet. It's one of the most iconic jets, and it is just a really, really, really cool aircraft, and it's probably the most recognizable for sure. Um, but she old. The funny thing, out of all those three jets, the oldest one, and she's going to be flying for 100 years. How nuts is that? All right, I know they're saying. Let's see, Crystal. Anything else? I think Renee is asking if we should publish it. So, should we do it? I made it to 0.95 Mach. And I would have gone supersonic, but we were in a place that was not cleared to go supersonic. So, yeah, I had to pull the throttles back as we hit 0.95. I think it was 0.95. And actually, the acceleration is really smooth. They tell me that it buffets a little bit when you break the speed of sound. But when it's the deceleration that you really feel because you really kind of get thrown a little bit forward. Let's see. Anything else that we want to cover? How many people go and film these? Uh, so we have a crew of about 4, including me. It's a very small crew. Gone up to maybe 5 or 6 at the most. Very small team. Um, but yeah, it's a very small team. And when I'm flying, it's just me. There's no one else but the crew, right? When I was in the B-2, it was just me and the pilot. B-52 is me and the crew. So no, we set the cameras up. We set GoPros up. Sometimes we put someone in another jet to like fly and film outside. It's a lot of planning. Good question. All right. Um, Crystal, if you're listening, so Crystal is our wonderful um, social media person, associate who handles all this stuff. I can't see this, but are we good to make this live? Can you check in with Renee? Because I know I know people are waiting. So maybe we'll take 2 more questions. Okay. It's going to be up momentarily. And make sure you've got notifications on. Check it out, please. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like. Make sure you make a comment, and most importantly, enjoy the episode. So thanks for sticking with us for so long. The day is here. Momentarily, you're going to see that episode. Please watch it. Let us know what you think. Thanks so much, guys. I'm out.